Hey everyone, welcome to the Production Challenge. In this game, we'll attempt to maximize the production of a single city. First, a big thanks to Andrew Vo for recommending this challenge. This strategy is based around Magnus's vertical integration promotion here, which allows one city to accumulate production from nearby regional industrial zone buildings. We have a custom map here, which I built in World Builder, which will allow us to get 40 industrial zones within range of the capital. The Mexico City city-state is on the map, so our range increases from 6 to 9. I chose England because of its Workshop of the World ability, which will give our regional industrial zone buildings 4 extra production when powered. Alright, let's settle in place. Obviously we have a beautiful start here. And let's start exploring a little bit. And then we'll start by researching mining, because we'll have to chop a lot of trees. Let's see what's over here. Beautiful, Torres del Paine. Had to add that in. Here's our slinger. So we'll go and explore out to the east. We'll get right into a settler now. Time to settle our second city here. We've got a beautiful spot. Look at those diamond tiles. Oh. Alright, there's Mexico City. So we have 4 city-states over here. All 8 of the industrial city-states are in the game, so we're going to be able to maximize our industrial zone buildings. Settling our third city. Going to try to get Colosseum here. We just unlocked our Pantheon, so we're going to take God of Craftsmen, +1 production, and +1 faith from improved strategic resources. So at first glance, it doesn't look like we really have any, but we'll find out later on. We've run into a warrior here, so let's see how this goes. We can handle him. We'll fortify and then promote, so we get a little extra strength and a little extra healing. I just want to show the power of that fortification. He took a hit and the warrior died. Looks like we have a barbarian camp probably right here. This guy just moved out because I think he probably saw this. I'm going to just fortify. I have +6 fortification. I have woods, a hill, and a river, so I think I'm okay. Yeah, that was very strong. Let's see how this goes here. Yeah, pretty good. Should have a camp here. There it is. We also got our first governor, so we'll take Pingala capital. New era coming up. We've got a dark age, so that's good. We'll be able to get a heroic age in the medieval era. Second governor promotion, I'll take science. Tier 1 government coming up. We'll take classical republic. We're growing, getting our 6th city up here. Settling another city. We'll have lumber mills next turn with construction. Perfect. Let's take a look at these yields. The lumber mill. Oh. Getting more cities out. This is city number 9. We are ready for Colosseum. So let's take this out and put in Corvée. Now we have Brussels as well, so that gives us 15% toward wonders. And we have Magnus here. Chop here. Chop into Colosseum. Chop. Oof, that did almost, one chop did almost half of the production. There it is.
Stands, yes. Rome shall stand. When the Colosseum falls, Rome shall fall. When Rome falls, the world shall fall.
Alright, we just unlocked machinery, so now we can work on Kilwa. This one's going to be big. This is going to be a 30% boost to production in London. 9 turns, that is awesome. We got our production way up. 10 population, 66 production.
Kilwa is one of the most beautifully built cities in the world.
Oh, it's awesome. I think this is the best wonder in the game.
Their rooftops out of road grass, and it rains with great.
I mean, a 15% empire-wide boost is just insane. New era coming up. Heroic Age. Free Inquiry, Penbrush and Voice, and Monumentality. Okay, so wow, that jumped up like 14 for science and maybe 7 for culture. I've already gotten like 3 or 4 caravels just from building the Royal Navy dockyards. Looks like we finally met another player here. Ah, okay. 20 science, yeah, so on settler difficulty you can see how slow it is. We just unlocked Merchant Republic. Ooh, harbor adjacency is kind of tempting. That would really boost our science and our gold. Let's do that. Here's Scythia. They're doing similar to Montezuma. We're gonna chop out Mausoleum here to give our engineers extra charges.
A vast tomb lies over me in Halicarnassus.
I think our chops are starting to get more powerful. The strength of the chops is determined by how far along the tech and civic trees you are, or how many civics and techs you have. So we're getting up there. About to meet another player. Netherlands, okay. See where she's at. So she's similar, she's maybe a little ahead of them. Here's Canada, let's see how they're doing. So wow, they're really struggling. Industrialization coming up. I'm gonna put in my industrial zone in the capital and then work on Ruhr Valley. I'm also gonna chop out Colossus since Magnus is here. It gives an extra trade route. I figured that could be a good investment.
At Rhodes was set up a colossus of 70 cubits high, representing the sun. The artist expended as much bronze in it as seemed likely to create a dearth in the mines.
This just illustrates the power of Kilwa here. Just like a turn ago, I was at 70 production when I was working on units, and now I'm doing a district, which the industrial city-states boost. And because I have more than 2 suzerains here of industrial city-states, I get a 30% boost in this city, 15% elsewhere, and 30% here. Here goes Ruhr Valley, only 8 turns. Here's Gandhi, and here's Gilgamesh. They're both doing pretty good. Ruhr Valley's coming up next turn. Let's see, we're at 178 production right now. Let's see what that gets us to.
The industrial heart of Germany practically stopped beating. Hardly anyone worked, hardly anything ran. The population of the Ruhr area had to be supported by the rest of the country.
We're up to 206 now. At least when we build buildings. When we do units, it's much lower. That's because of Kilwa. And the final player here, Sweden. So now I'm just going through and placing districts. I have to be very careful to get my industrial zones within 9 tiles of the capital. So for these corner cities, there's only 1 tile that can qualify. I'm not making it completely symmetrical, but just being careful with getting within 9 and then hopefully getting decent adjacency. Adjacency, it doesn't really matter. It won't end up impacting the capital, but can't hurt. Getting our first neighborhood in London, so we'll finally be able to start growing again. Breathtaking. We'll get another one here. Eventually, after I place a district here, I can settle this city. Normally this city would get these 2 tiles, but since I placed the district, it'll always belong to London. So that saves us a little production. We're finally at the 300 production mark in our capital. It's a big milestone. And then up here, we're gonna chop out Eiffel Tower. Alright, almost done with that.
I ought to be jealous of the tower. She is more famous than I am.
So now that's going to give every tile in our empire +2 appeal. And that's going to help our neighborhoods, because we're going to end up covering all these tiles with mines, and that's going to bring down the appeal. So we need Eiffel Tower to bring it back up. New era coming up. We've got another golden age. I think I'll go with the builder movement, because there's a lot of chopping they'll have to do. This is going to be really powerful. Workshops provide +3 culture. We have 19 workshops. So let's see if it works. And I think it doubles, because we have Mausoleum, so he gets 2 charges. I think that's going to be +6 in every workshop. Yeah, that bumped us way up. And then we have another charge too. There we go. Yep. We're going to have an engineer coming up that will give us the chance to increase the range of our regional buildings by 3. So this is 12 tiles out from the capital. It'll reach all the way. And then this will also be our Amundsen Scott city, because Amundsen Scott gives you a 10% empire-wide production boost. We just got James Watt, who builds a factory and a workshop in a district, and then provides factories extra 2 production. And then he has 2 charges, so our factories are going to get +4 production. At this point, I'm getting an engineer every single turn, pretty much, with the projects. Big turn coming up. We have combined arms and uranium next turn. There's going to be a little surprise here. Uranium on almost every tile in the capital. I chose uranium because it gives +2 production. Maximum for a mine is uranium or coal with woods. That's why I haven't chopped the woods. God of Craftsmen and then Ruhr Valley. It's also why I haven't built any power plants in the surrounding cities, because I wanted to build nuclear plants. I'll have a coal plant here in the capital, because coal plants are not regional. You can get their production way up. Well, with all this uranium, we're going to have a good industrial zone here, so I wanted coal in the capital, nuclear everywhere else, because nuclear is regional. But you're locked in at 4 production. Next turn we get stadiums and Estadio, so we're going to chop that out with Magnus, and then we'll move Magnus in there. 6 turns.
Down through its history, only 3 people have managed to silence the Maracana.
Now we get +2 amenities in all cities. I'm hoping to get the 20% amenity boost in the capital. That would be huge. But I don't know, even the 10% would be okay. Also going to build our first uranium mine here, so let's see how this goes. 10 production, yeah, and then with smart materials we'll get to 11. Here's a really interesting new scientist. Increases non-food yield benefits of happiness in your empire by 40%. 24% now instead of 20, if you see that in the box. This is a really big turn coming up. We have Magnus establishing with the vertical integration promotion. So we're about to get production from all the regional buildings. So we're at 668 right now. And then we'll see, let's see where we're at next turn. Over 1,000. Coming up on our tier 3 government, we're going to go with communism. Right now we're doing 3 production. This will get us to 5 to 6. Looks like I found a free settler. So I think this can actually be... Oh, that was weird. What is that? What? They like switched and now my ship is gone. If we can get that, then I think that'll be the last settler that we need. Time to finish Amundsen Scott.
For scientific leadership, give me Scott. For swift and efficient travel, Amundsen.
So 10% boost empire-wide to our production. Got another engineer here that gives appeal. So this means I think every tile in our capital is going to be breathtaking, even with all the mines, which is crazy to think about. And we have 2 charges too. Yeah, look at that. We just unlocked the e-commerce card with globalization, so that's giving all our trade routes 2 extra production. And we're at 1,549 production for buildings and districts. There we go. So 4 production, 3 science. Production and science bonus extends to all city centers. Some of our factories are not powered as well, because the only source of power we have right now is the coal plant in the capital. Normally a factory gets an extra 3 production when it's powered. We get an extra 4 on top of that as England. So we're about to get extra production from the power plants and a lot of the factories too. So 1,711 production when building districts and buildings, and then our power did kick in. So our factories get that extra 7 each, and we have a bunch of nuclear plants coming up. The venture politics civic provides corporate libertarianism, which gives you plus 10% production in cities with commercial hubs and encampments. Just did a commercial hub. We're now in our tier 4 government. We did lose, there's a policy that you can only play when you're in communism, collectivization. So that was giving our trade routes 2 extra production and then 4 food. Production is higher now, even though my trade routes are a little less powerful. We've now maxed out our mines. So every mine here in the capital is a 1-11-1 tile. Oh. Except these are, let's see, what are these? 13. We actually just got an engineer here. This is pretty amazing. I didn't even know about this engineer. When I do a population challenge, this has got to be one of the pieces. 2,580 on our production. We're up to generating 1,500 engineer points per turn. And another golden age. Let's do reform the coinage. We're gonna lose the builder movement, but thankfully we've taken care of most of the builder stuff. So, we just had a radioactive disaster. We're having basically a radioactive disaster on every turn. Let's wrap this up before everything blows up. Here we are with the multi-queue. So I'm just going through. I'm gonna recommission everybody's nuclear plant. I think this is the last engineer. Yep. Okay, this is it. I think we've reached the final turn. Our production has stagnated around 2,800 for about 30 turns or so. We'll take a final look at the Empire, but first, let's build the biosphere in 1 turn. With the perfect spot right here. I was waiting the whole game to do this. Never built this wonder before. I just noticed the game had started giving American names to some of the cities, like Washington and San Francisco. We had Chicago up here. So I renamed these 3 next to the capital. I guess it ran out of British names or something. Let's look at the Empire. We ended with 47 cities, 42 factories giving our capital 428 production, 42 power plants giving our capital 182 production, 26 uranium mines in the capital giving 286 production, 53 trade routes giving 291 production, 8 industrial city-states giving 96 production, 95 production from other sources, bringing our base production in the capital to 1,378. Then we had our multipliers. We had Kilwa for 30%, encampment for 10%, commercial hub for 10%, 20% from Ruhr Valley, 24% from amenities, and then 10% from Amundsen Scott, giving us a multiplier of 104%. And then when you do the math, That's about 2,800 production in the capital. Let's take a look at Torres del Paine. Oh, look at these yields. Just incredible. So we ended with 2 food, 13 production on these 3 mines. A really fun game. Hope everyone enjoyed, and thanks for watching.